does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Oh, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Yeah, I've discussed it with myself.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Scissorman Warrior. And I hope that you guys are having a wonderful week. I am having a pretty wonderful week. It sounds like I will be going possibly camping tonight. And so because of that, I will not be available tomorrow for a live stream. So this is an impromptu Tuesday live stream to try and make a live stream work. We want to go ahead and go in and kind of showcase where Scissorman is at his development, where he's at for all the different legendary type events. So we're going to go ahead and go into that first. Everyone's saying hello. So how's it going? I am going to show you first the what's in my favorites, and I've got used to have a bunch of bounty hunters. I got them to gear 9, so I'm leaving them kind of at gear 9 for now. And Bosk is still in there. I'm trying to get him grinded up to 7 stars, so we will see. 7 stars is tough. I don't know if I'll get him there or not. Not the end of the world. Wampa is unlocked, so I am actually gearing him now, trying to get him geared up. Speaking of that, I have a piece of gear I can put on him, so let's do that really quick. There we go. And then I have Droidica and Poggle the Lesser because of ships. I'm trying to get their bounty hunter ships that are on those nodes, and for those nodes alone for the ships. Kylo Ren is now being revisited. I actually need to get my first order to 7 stars so I can get BB-8. I am waiting until I have all of my first order 7 stars, and then I will gear them. I don't want to fluff the GP until I'm ready to fluff the GP for that particular event. And then Darth Nihilus and Darth Scion have been thrown in here. I've decided, since I have a 5-star Traya unlocked finally, that I should get at least a 3-star Scion and at least a 3-star Nihilus. And once I have a 3-star Scion, 3-star Nihilus, and a 5-star Traya, I can then gear them up to between gear 9 and 11, and I will be able to use them for Grand Arena at a minimum on offense, but they would possibly be a good defense team as well. So I am going to get them to 3 stars. I don't think I'm going to go any higher than that for now. They're really, really in-game and actually quite unnecessary at this point in the game, which is kind of crazy and sad, but they're in my 5th pillar, and I don't really want to focus on them right now, but I figured for Grand Arena, because that does kind of, make you think. I think that a 3-star Scion, a 3-star Nihilus, and then a 5-star Traya would be more than sufficient. So that is what's in my favorites. Now, I had a bunch of others in my favorites I was gearing, but I'm kind of focused on farming shards right now, and then I want to really focus down on Wampa and get him up to gear 10, gear 11. The only way to really focus down is to focus on one character. So all my gearing is going to Wampa, and then all my shards farming is Poggle, Kylo, Droideka, Darth Sion, Bosk. You'll see when we get in there, so pretty good. Let's look really quick at a few of the event activities. And so we know that in July, we are going to get at least 3 legendaries. I have R2-D2 already, but CLS is going to be coming back, and so is Chewie. And then, of course, so is the Millennium Falcon. I have Han Solo, and then I'll get Chewie. So I'll have the 2 for the ship, but I'm not going to have my bounty hunter ships ready yet, unfortunately, for this next time around. So it'll probably be about 4 months before I have the Han's Millennium Falcon, which is a bit of a shame, but that's okay. But the idea is to try and get a 6-star Chewie. Now, I know a lot of you are looking at this and going, wow, you've got basically gear 9 characters, 6-star, gear 9. Is that even enough for 6-star? Well, it's definitely enough for 5-star and an unlock. At 6-star, it is going to be exceptionally difficult, but I was able to do a double Zeta on Bosk. Now, a lot of people ask, is the Trandoshan Rage worth the Zeta? And if you're under geared, it's like required, really. If you're under geared, it is necessary, because as long as the weakest enemy has some protection, and that is the early to mid battle, that will be true, he will not lose his taunt. He'll keep regaining it, which will force them to go after Bosk. And when you have such low geared characters such as myself at gear 9, I've got to keep the heat off of my characters so they can do what they do. And once they trigger their abilities, then things will go smoother. It's that initial kind of first 2-3 rounds to survive. So that's where the double Zeta is. Plus, a double Zeta helps his ship, all in all, as far as the amount of health, the protection, his speed on his ship, and the damage that the ship does. So that is why I've taken him he's my leader, so he's really going to be the guy that's going to be gear 12 first too. And I can't take him to gear 12 right now because he's only 6-star, but I don't even have the things yet farmed up to be able to get him to 7-star. When I get a little closer, we're talking about 20 shards away, I will start to really focus down on this single piece of gear. As far as the rest in this, Jango Fett is pretty solid. Critical chance, critical damage mods, gear 9, abilities at 7 with a maxed out payout. Boba Fett, I need to take to gear 9. I've got a couple pieces left. So yeah, pretty close. I just need this guy, the droid collar, and then this hair dryer. That's fun. And then level 7 abilities, again, with a maxed out payout. Payouts are really important. Greedo is 9, max abilities to 7 with a maxed out payout. And then Dengar is gear 9 with a maxed out payout. The rest of the abilities at 7. I did do the Mini Mine Mayhem final one because it added additional thermal detonators per bounty hunter ally, and those thermal dets are really powerful now, really powerful now. So that's kind of the deal. Now, Cad Bane's at gear 7. I'll eventually take him to gear 8 for the ship, just so that way I can use the ship to get the Han's Millennium Falcon. And you can see I'm farming IG-88 right now for his ship because he's the crew member, but I'm not gearing him. I'm not gearing him until I have to. I'm trying not to gear anybody that doesn't need to be geared until the time comes. Speaking of that, if we go, I know I got my Empire to get R2-D2, so that's good. I'm doing a similar thing with Ewoks. I'm passively farming my Ewoks, Paplu, Elder, Wicket, Chirpa. I'm trying to get these guys up to 7 stars, and then once I get them to 7 stars and I have them all at 7 stars, then and only then am I going to run Chirpa, Elder, Paplu, and Wicket up to 85, level 85, and gear them up. I don't want to fluff my roster with these guys quite yet. Logray I actually used in the early game. I surprisingly got him unlocked and used him like in the first month. So that's why he has some. And Scout, everybody's given, obviously, as well. Now, First Order, I'm doing the same thing with. I used Kylo Ren Unmasked early on in ships. It was one of the first ships I kind of pre-planned for. He's max 7 stars, gear 7, and that was good enough for ships. Now, the rest of them, I'm getting them to 7 stars, and so once I have them to 7 stars, then I can go for a 7-star BB-8. But I don't want to fluff my GP yet until I'm ready to rock and roll, so I'm just passively getting their stars. Surprisingly faster than I realized on a lot of these characters. Let's see. Imperial Troopers are coming along quite well. I use them actually on defense in Grand Arena quite a bit because General Veers is gear 10. Stark Trooper and Snow Trooper is coming right along. Actually, Snow Trooper is doing pretty well. So they're kind of a passive thing. I built them early on because they were the ones I used in the Empire event to get R2-D2, and it was Range Trooper at gear 7. That was the reason why I was able to actually win that event. Pretty awesome. Night Sisters, I'm doing something similar. I'm passively trying to get the characters. Now, they gave me Zombie and Spirit early on, and early on I went ahead and because they let you farm them in that event. And so I've taken them to gear 7. Really, Zombie's the one that I'm most concerned about, but I am farming for Asajj and Daka kind of passively until I can get them. And then eventually when I add Mother Talzin, I'll take the whole team kind of up. As far as Old Republic, I've not focused on the dark side Old Republic, just the light side. I did finally finish with the 7-starring of everybody. So I am officially ready for Revan. They're 7 stars. That's right. I dropped a Zeta on mission and took her to gear 9. And I have her offense pretty decent. Now, she's pretty squishy, but I've got her almost 90 plus speed, 186 critical damage. She does do physical damage. I got over 500 damage added to her physical offense. I want it higher, but a lot of things are percent. And of course, a percent of a little is still a little. So flat offense is actually better on her right now. So I really need to add a bunch of flat offense on her. But I'm doing an offense set. The Zeta is that good, and it will be used in Grand Arena. Zalbar mission combo, both gear 9, is very, very, very tricky to kill at my level. These are just really overpowered characters at the level that I am at. With the 3 Zetas, 2 gear, a gear 11, a gear 12, and 2 gear 9s, I am more than sufficient for Revan when he comes back around, which should be the end of July or maybe the very beginning of August, but probably the very end of July. Got a couple of questions really quick. Jeremy says, who is better 5th for Dreven since I don't have Malak, Thrawn or Sith Assassin? Thrawn is completely maxed out and Sith Assassin's gear 8. Well, I think you answered your own question. Make Thrawn the absolute fastest possible character you can. Put him in there, and I think he's going to help you with disruption and control. And Sith Assassin's not going to do anything when you're going against other Malaks, and she's only gear 8. Missing Sure Shot. Yeah, because it's Tuesday, we just jumped right in to try and do this makeup. I'm not going to be available tomorrow, and so I just jumped in. The Astro Nerd Boy says there is reverb on the audio, but other people aren't saying that, so that's... Miss Passiert, what's up, my brother? How are you doing, you brother? He says, I'm pretty sure I'll use one of my extra Zetas on his Rage as well. I totally agree. 6 stars definitely doable with that roster. Unlocked him without Django or Bosk. Wow. Francois Brown, very, very good. Let me just do a quick mic check. I'm gonna mute and unmute real quick. Hopefully that'll help anybody out there that might be having an issue, if there is an issue. Okay, and we're back. All right, let's try this now. Let's keep going. Oh, it's Astro Nerd Boy. He had a second browser open. Okay. Good. I'm glad it's not me. That's hilarious. Okay, no sure shot today, Matt. Nope, not at all. Mist also answered Jeremy's question saying Thrawn. That's super smart. Nero the troll. What's up, my brother? Nero is awesome. He is in here. And love that Mist has jumped on. Mist is the man, and everyone else is saying audio's fine. So yeah. Thanks a lot, Astro Nerd Boy. Threw me off. Phoenix. Now, I do have to keep working on my Phoenix for ships. There are some other events where, you want to be able to use them. They're a solid, especially early on like I am, they're a solid defense team to just throw in and make someone kill because you got to take in something good enough to kill them, but you don't want to waste meta, but you kind of have to early on because there's only so many teams that you have to go against. Now let's look at CLS. CLS is coming back, and you need R2-D2, Obi-Wan, Stormtrooper Han, Luke Skywalker, Farm Boy Luke Skywalker, and then Leia. Now my goal was Gear 9 for all of them, but it's okay if there's a slight variant, meaning like 1 Gear 8, 1 Gear 10, and then a bunch of Gear 9s. So that's where I stopped. I got them all 7 stars. They went 7 stars actually really quick because of arena currency. R2-D2 I got with my Gear 8 Imperial Troopers and R2-D2's Gear 10. He's just overpowered as a character. You definitely want to make sure you continue developing him. I do have Han Solo Zeta. I did put that on. That was kind of a no-brainer. He's one of my only, Gear 11 rebels, and so that was definitely worth it. It's going to work really well with Chewie. And then Old Ben is Gear 9. Stormtrooper Han is Gear 9. Luke Skywalker Fallen. Farm Boy Luke Skywalker, Gear 9, and then down here at the bottom I have Princess Leia. Now, the Rogue One is difficult because Rogue One is not a priority, but it is a priority. You've got to have a 5-man Rogue One team for territory battles. All 5 of these work in ships. They're either in Cassian's U-Wing or Biston's U-Wing. So you've got to have these 5. I never thought I'd see the day where Baze and Chirrut were less of a priority, but unfortunately being hyper-focused, I had to choose. Scarif Rebel Pathfinder is really honestly an amazing tank anyway, and Biston can do amazing things as well. Damage, turn meter reduction, extra turns. So Cassian and K2SO are kind of a staple, and then Jin. Trying to get these guys to 7 stars. Gear 9 is really kind of where I want to take them, and then I will probably put a Zeta on Jin's lead. I know that's crazy, baby. Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. But definitely we'll probably end up doing that. This will be another team I use on defense for Grand Arena probably because it's not really good, but it's better than some of the trash out there. It does have some synergy, and if you put some decent mods on, it's going to be a team someone's going to have to, bust down. So if you're going to have to build them for ships, you might as well build them up enough for Grand Arena defense, for now anyway, so you get kind of multiple purposes out of them. And then for Separatists, my Separatists suck, except for my Geos. Again, I'm farming Droideka and Poggle, not because they're Separatists, but because for their ships, the ships that are on those nodes. And then they gave me B1. That's actually when I started. When I started playing, B1 was the marquee that they gave us. So that was kind of cool. And then Asajj, I'm passively farming out of her store. And then let's see, Sith. My Sith are a problem for sure. I have Scion and Nihilus. I'm going to take them to 3 stars. I have Emperor Palpatine, Gear 10, almost Gear 11, actually. 1 piece away from Gear 11. Zetaed with the leadership, Zeta, and Darth Vader, Gear 8. I really need to take him higher too. Less of a priority. Sith Empire, not a priority right now. Darth Malak, not a priority right now. In fact, the next time he comes around in 3 months, he won't be a priority then either. I know that sounds crazy, but there are some other teams I really want to solidify. I really, really need Ships, I need my bounty hunter ships, so I need them 7 stars. Those grinds are going to take forever. And then I need to get my bounty hunters up to gear 11 minimum. Some of them, a couple of them popped over to gear 12 because I will want Chewie when he comes back a second time in 5 months, 4.5 months. I'll want him to be actually a 7 star that time around. Get the ship Millennium Falcon. Things like that. So Sith Empire is just not going to work right now. Smugglers, they're kind of fun. They have zero purpose in the game except for Grand Arena, really, and the one event that requires them. So I've kind of, when I see something glowing on Kira and L3, I kind of throw them on there. The Smuggler event's really actually pretty good, so I do want to gear them up. Young Han Solo, I'm starring him up when I have extra currency in that store. And then, of course, young Lando's on the same node as the ship, and eventually you'll want that ship at end game, so that is a thing today for sure. Hold on one second. All right, I made Mist Passiert a moderator. Why in the heck would I not have him as a moderator? He's definitely in there much more. Bassreich, I think that's how you say it, Reich. Bassreich says, "Hey Warrior / Scissorman, love your content since I started Star Wars Galaxy Heroes at the end of 2016. Your advice has really helped me, especially with mods." That's awesome. I am planning a couple of mod videos over the next 2 weeks that are going to be super, super fun. One's how to supercharge a mod, and the other one is kind of how to find, the right mods to slice. And like if you have a really good mod, how do you find who to put it on? Like, how do you replace lesser mods with better mods? So that'll be pretty fun. Let's see. When is CLS coming back? He's coming back on middle June, and so middle June sometime, and so I'm pretty excited because I will be ready this time. So I will have had R2-D2, Thrawn, Emperor Palpatine. I've got Han Solo, who's a raid character, General Kenobi. I've now got Traya unlocked, and then I will be unlocking Chewie and CLS and Revan, and the Chimera, by the way, I unlocked as well at 6 stars. I unlocked it at 5 stars last time it came around. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Let's see. I don't have good Tuscans, so we don't need to show you there. That's basically the layout. You guys can kind of see, where I'm at. All that gear. And then Malik possibly will be coming soon, you guys. We'll see. Let's go in and do a... let's go do an arena battle. Biggie Die just climbed. I was going to attack a guy, but he went to 34. And now Biggie Die. I don't know who this guy is. This will be a difficult team. He actually has 4 Zetas, 3 Gear 12, and General Kenobi. So this will be definitely difficult. Tanner Goodman, $2 donation. Thank you, brother. Patron for a super long time. Was one of the OGs. Gave a couple bucks and said, "Finally made it to a live stream. Good to see you. Glad that you're here." All right. Let's go ahead and go and do this battle now. This guy's got me out-modded, out-geared. We'll see how his mods go when we get in there. But the Zetas and the gear look pretty darn strong. By the way, my General Kenobi is almost 6 stars, couple of raids away from being 6 stars. Oh, I'm getting the jump. Taking out General Kenobi first is kind of a no-brainer. You've got to take the tank out a couple of times, and we're going to just do a mass attack. And now we're going to call an assist. My whole team got to go before, so his modding is really subpar. What's going to happen now is his Jolie's going to bring him back to life, and I'll have to kill him again, and that's okay. That's easy. But we're going to start working on his Yoda, because as soon as his Yoda's gone, it won't be a big deal at all. It'll be pretty easy. It's the stealing of all the buffs that's going to be a problem, so we got to kill his General Kenobi pretty quickly. let's go ahead and just keep working away. And we'll give everybody our buffs. And there he is. He's back. Now let's go ahead and kill him. He's gone again. We'll go back to Grandmaster Yoda. There we go. Let's go ahead and stun him. Oh, buff immunity's good because he gets nothing. We'll do a basic so we can actually try and kill him with that. There we go. Now we can go to Jolie Bindo. He's already used his heal, so now it's just a matter of taking him down. His countering is always a problem, so it's frustrating, but you definitely got to kill him before he brings them back to life a second time. And in the meantime, he will counter quite a bit. He's only got bonus protection right now, so I think we're pretty good. It's when he gets his buff. All right, well, this will take some of that protection out. Really protection heavy. I also might be switching from Nox. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Nox, if anyone out there has got like super knowledge on Nox, it used to be really smooth and fluid and the graphics were great. And about 4 months ago, Nox went to just being basically totally trash graphically for me, and I am sure it is some sort of a setting, but I've read up on it and I've got it to all the recommended settings, and it's still just, I'm not a fan of the Nox rendering, especially while live streaming. I'm not sure what that's about. Hopefully this kills him. There we go. Now we can move over to Ezra Bridger. Bonk. Bam. He's gone. We got one more person to kill, and pretty simple, pretty easy. Mods make a huge difference, and this proves that point. When you have a character that has, an individual playing that has inferior mods, he could have the Gear 12 like he has. He could have all the Zetas like he had, but he didn't have the modding right, which is the difference between my team and his for sure. Chaz says, I recommend LD player runs at 60 frames per second. Interesting. Check your GPU settings, Warrior. I've been using Nox. Sometimes you need to set your GPU to allow Nox to run using it versus CPU graphics. You'll have to help me out with that, Mist, afterwards. I'll be interested for you to kind of help me check all of that. Are you buffering hard when you play on your own computer, Mist? I don't think anybody else is. Everything looks golden on my side, Mist. I think it's just you, Mist. Let me write it in chat. It's you, Mist. Everyone's like, nope, sorry, it's you, Mist. Poor guy. He's got crappy internet too. All right, let's go start doing my farms and stuff. First off, I'm going to get some mod slicing material, trying to kind of trick out these mods a little bit better. I've got Wampa okay. I've got an offense set and a crit chance set, really shooting for a lot of offense. This has got speed. It has a percentage chance of offense, has some potency too. The guy's got to have potency as well. I did critical damage. It has offense and offense, flat and percentage, which is pretty awesome. It doesn't have any speed, but that's actually okay. He doesn't have to have a bunch of speed, and the two offenses are pretty awesome. And then I did add potency with here, and it does have some offense, 1%, which is really good actually, and then 8 speed. Of course, this is offense. It does have speed and offense secondaries. And then this one has speed and offense secondaries. And then this one has speed and offense secondaries. It does actually have a massive boost of tenacity, over 6% tenacity. I thought that was pretty decent. So my Wampa is just really low gear, but all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've been choosing for him. So let's go ahead and slice this guy up. We're going to do 2 of these. I have enough to do a couple. And we're going to dial it back for RNG's sake. We're just going to do 10 because I want to be able to, there we go. I want to be able to do more than just this one mod. So here we go. Let's see. Offense is a 50% chance that it's going to roll because it's on there twice. And of course it rolls crit chance. That's not a problem. He actually benefits from crit chance greatly. And then let's go. Yeah, we'll do slicing of blue again. We need 25. So let's do this. I don't know if I'll get enough to do another mod today or not. There is enough for that one. Now let's see if I've got enough for the other piece. 3 out of 10. I actually think I can do it. There we go. I'll be able to do another mod. Perfect. There we go. Planned out that slicing perfectly. Let's see. That was a 50% chance. Oh my. Look at my credits. My credits. We got to come back to that. Let's go do some stuff that gives us credits really quick. Challenges. Boom. There we go. 100K from Bounty Hunter. 105K. And I need these Mark 6 hypo syringes for a lot of people. So let's bust this out. Matthew Garcia says, "What's up? Where's Sure Shot? Just joined. It's Tuesday, you guys. Normally him and I plan it same time, same bat channel for Wednesdays, but I'm going to probably be going camping tonight. And when I go camping, obviously I will be there and not here. So I decided to do kind of an impromptu thing here. And so, yeah, he wasn't made aware that this was going on. In fact, he's probably sleeping going, what's the notification about? Wampa has more use in Territory War Grand Arena as a single character counter to Phoenix for sure, which is why I definitely want to get him up, because if I can get him up and eventually I will switch his modding once he's maxed out, I'll switch his modding to 150% tenacity, and I'll take him in and just destroy a Phoenix team. So now I have enough to do that mod again. So let's finish up that mod that I was doing. Remember that speed is not everything. Speed is nice, but offense is good. Let's see what else we get. There you go. Look at that. 3 rolls on offense. That will triple to 3. Almost, that's like 3.5% offense when it gets sliced to 6. That's amazing. That's so far a pretty solid mod for him. And then let's see for gear what else he needs, because I am trying to gear him, which is difficult. Oh, these guys. You know what? I hate this thing. It's easy to farm for, but it uses just a redonkulous amount of energy. Yeah, we don't want to do that piece right now. Let's go ahead and farm the characters. We're working away, getting Bosk every single day. We got to do that. Let's give ourselves 3 refreshes of this energy. Okay. And now we're going to do 5. Come on, something good. Come on, RNG. 3. Nice. It's funny. I have on days and off days because that's just RNG. That's the way it rolls. But I love farming with you guys. It just feels good, especially when I get something like that. Come on, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Bam! 5 shards in one day. That is solid. That makes me happy. It's a non-eternal happiness, you guys. It is a momentary happiness that will fade. All right, Wampa Droidica. This is my second priority. Again, this is because of XB, Xanadu's blood. So we are farming this bad boy. Come on, give me something. 3. I'll take it. That makes me happy. We'll do 1 refresh. Let's do another 5. Let's see. Mark Temple says, I'm a bit behind the Scissorman account, but I figured that Wampa would be another character I couldn't gear, so I'm just focusing on gearing gear from the store instead. What do you think? I think that gear isn't going to make a hill of beans difference, except for a couple of key characters at a couple of key moments. So there's a couple of moments where I agree. I go, man, I need like 10 more of that, and I can get it from that store. I'll just get it and finish that piece. But most of the time, I would disagree with that and say that you should have a pretty steady flow of shards coming in for those characters. I am going to unlock Hermit Yoda so I can start to gear him up, because I want to get him to gear 11 as well. And then I'll go back and finish Wampa and go back and finish Hermit Yoda. But I really want the characters unlocked so I can gear them because they're both really great characters. I did pretty good today. I got 5 of Xanadu's Blood and I got 5 of Bosk, which are the 2 that I was going for. That's a 50% drop rate on the first 2 things we came to farm. So that's awesome. Let's see what's next in the line. Kylo Ren. Okay, well, he's Cantina. So let's go do our 3 refreshes in Cantina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And there is a debate whether you do the 12 or the 10. They have the same drop rate. The 10 gives you less credits. The 12 gives you more credits. And if you look, this one gives you no ships credits, and this one gives you 1,200 ships credits. If you understand 2,000 extra credits and a 1,200 extra credits, is that worth 2 energy? That's where you've got to debate. You've got to decide, do I want to get potentially more shards of Kylo Ren, or do I want the extra, ship currency? For me, I'm okay with just grinding them out at the 12, and whatever I get is what I get. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the 12 node because I do want that guaranteed ship currency. I mean, 10,000 per sim is pretty good. There's a 50% drop rate too. What is going on today? These drop rates are crazy. Let's see. Toby Tartar says, do you think that it's a good idea to go ahead and work on the Galactic Republic ships in preparation for Negotiator? If you have nothing better to do, yes. If you're focused on something else, no. Like for me, it does not make any sense. I don't know where you're at with your ship development, but I think that the Negotiator is going to take a minute, quite a while. Man, that's good too. 3 out of 8. That's excellent. 3 out of 8. You guys are good luck today, man. This is amazing. 2 out of 8. There's a 25%, which is at the low end. And 2 out of 3, that's 66%. What is going on? This is, like Audrey says, nice warrior, good live stream drops. What is going on? This does not normally happen. Okay, let's go to the next character. Scion. He is going to consume the, by the way, the First Order I'm farming right now for BB-8, and I'm farming all 3 of the characters that are for Kylo Ren's command shuttle right now. And so that's going to bring about this ship by simply farming for Scion because I want Scion as well. So we're going to do the rest of our energy there, and I got 1 of each. That's okay. And then we are going to go and we will do 3. I'm not going to spend any energy refreshes on this because we did all the stuff, but there's 1 there, and I have the ability to do these shards more, but I'm out of energy. So we need to get what we can get from the other dailies. Definitely we want to sim that. We don't want to waste our life. Don't want to waste my life. Anyone good? There's a Biston shard. Oh, he's maxed. I forgot. I got him maxed. Dooku, I'm getting him naturally. That's great. I actually got him in a pack, a Bronzium pack, plus that. All right, Galactic Wars done. Shipments. Did I buy my shipments? No. My thought on this is if you don't have 1,000 of something, you should buy it. What does it hurt? It's free anyway. So just do it. Just do it. Let's see. Cantina. We done light side. We did these challenges. I think we did all of them. Yep. We did mods. So let's come over here to events. Yeah, the Chimera, I got 2-star on the last event, almost 3-starred it, but I need a 7-star capital ship. This makes me super sad because I've got all the ships to 7-star, 5 of them to 7-star, level 85. I'm like ready to go to get a 7-star Chimera, but my Akbar, the event, only comes around like once a month, and you only get 15 shards, and so it's going to take like 6 months to get him to his 7th star, so that kind of sucks. Is what it is, whatever. And then let's see. The 7th star is nice. Really, the only thing you need is the speed it gives, the extra speed. Just the little extra boost of speed is nice. These events, while simmable and kind of stupid, are great because they give you some credits. They give you some, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, and Omega ability mats. So love these. I love when there's just like 3 or 4 of them a week. I think it's a great filler. I just would like to have other events going on at the exact same time. All right, so for ships, we've got fleet challenges. This is always a good day because you get credits. And man, I tell you what, these shipbuilding material credits are necessary and super hard to get a hold of. They're like 4 times harder than regular credits. I think Fleet Arena, I'm doing like, I'm in 4th. If you want to know what thing I'm running, let me just go in and show you the team I'm running so you can see. So I still don't have that 7th slot because I need a 7-star capital ship, which again is going to take like 6 months to get any ship to 7 stars. So there's that. But I've got Thrawn gear 10, almost gear 11. And then I've got his star 6 stars. And then I have the Geos. And I've gotten to a point where most everybody has their Houndstooth basically like almost completely maxed out. And so I had to move my Houndstooth into the front line because people were able to pick apart my Geo team a little bit. And I was dropping out of the top 10 a little bit, not often, but occasionally. So I put Sunfac and Houndstooth in the front, 2 tanks with Soldier in there. He's a bit dodgy for himself anyway. And then I have Spy coming in off the bench. The downside is on offense, this plays perfectly. On defense, it always sends out the Phantom 2 first and then the Spy, it still works because Phantom 2 comes out and then Spy comes out immediately thereafter. But the AI doesn't always target the alternate person who got taunt. It just targets a taunter. It's kind of stupid. Whereas with us, you're going to target whoever gets the red taunt. If you don't know what I mean, when Spy comes in off of reinforcements, it puts a red taunt up on 2 people, and then you can target whoever you want. And that is good because if you have a Houndstooth on the bench or on the floor, you got to be able to kill it, and you can't sometimes when you get at the real high end. Houndstooth was what they put in to basically stop the Geo's madness because the Geos were crazy good after ships 2.0. And so that was kind of their like, well, we'll fix that. We'll put a ship that you can't penetrate. So that was the Houndstooth. So I use the Spy now in the background. This was a eventual evolution I knew was going to occur. The other thing is I use this ship Ghost because it can, debuff the whole team, and then I can do AoE with it. The AoE is really good to wear down the team. And then when I do my ultimate with Chimera, a lot of times there's 2 or 3 ships that are kind of damaged, and I'm able to destroy them in that plus the Houndstooth. So if they have, 5 ships out, a lot of times they lose 2 or 3 of their ships, and then I clean up the other 2 ships with my Geo's specials, and it's just easy, really easy. On occasion, I'll lose my Sunfac ship, but that's about it. The team's still holding strong even against like fully maxed out Houndstooth ships. And just so you guys know where mine's at, mine's fully maxed out on abilities. The abilities are completely maxed out, just waiting for a 7th star and a gear 12 on Bosk to finish it off. And mine's pretty dope. I mean, almost 150,000 health and protection. It goes to 170,000. So there's another 20,000 health and protection. And then the speed can go up as well. I believe like 142 is his top speed. He's a pretty slow ship to get started, but he does decent damage for a tank. I've seen 25,000 hits, which is nutty for a tank that should really do no damage at all. So that's the team that I am using currently. I am still slow developing, obviously, Bounty Hunter, Boba Fett's ship, and also TIE Advanced. Just not as big a priority for me right now. Yeah, and my Houndstooth is 7 stars. That is pretty awesome. I know. I'm like, woot woot. Okay, let's see. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Yay! And I bet I could do a fleet battle. I do want to do a fleet battle. I just don't want to hit somebody right before their payout. Let's see. I just don't have a lot of, there's just not a lot of people. Let's see. There's not a lot of people that even participate, to be honest, on this. In ships. Not as many people care about ships. I think everybody knows that. Anybody I can give stuff to? Yeah, let's give you some stuff. Let's give you some stuff. Finish that off. Ooh, guns. Those are rough. You're stealing all my guns. That's all right. I'm not worried about a gun right now. And they'll pay me guns back later when I need it. All right. So there we go. Cowabunga has just had his payout. So let's go ahead and do that battle. With him, I could swap my geos and leave him up front. It would be a faster battle. I could actually destroy him really, really fast with all 3 geos up front, but I'm lazy. I don't like swapping my ships back and forth and back and forth. And as you can see, I am in, 4th place and I've done 0 battles. So the way I have it is pretty solid. Okay, let's do a battle. So Colonel Jansen says, do you know how many crystals you get from daily activities, including Galactic War, minus arenas and events? Yeah, roughly around 120 a day. I think it's like 118 to be exact, something to that effect. I figured it out once. It's over 100, but I just round down to 100. And then, of course, with my ship's arena, I get 400, so there's 500. And then I get 150 to 200 in regular arena, most of the time 150. So that's around 650. And then I always have between 100 and 200 sitting in there that kind of roll into the next day. So I have plenty. This is a guaranteed hit. So we'll go ahead and do this because you want to make sure you guaranteed hit him. So you don't provide any turn meter to Grand Moff Tarkin. All right, let's go ahead and buff my team and debuff their team. And, oh, I'm ability blocked. We'll just go ahead and shoot and hope an assist is called. Nope. Let's do another shot. There we go. The assist takes him out. There's a forced taunt. That's all right. I'll be able to do a triple shot here in a minute. Plus, I'll be able to bring a forced taunt. So he's taunting, and I'm going to work around him by doing Geo Spy. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do the triple shot. Goodbye. Cleanse myself. We'll do a double shot. Should kill. There you go. I mean, 80,000 on the first hit. That's amazing. We'll go ahead and stun him. He lost that turn. That didn't even do any damage. And we'll kill him here. Boom. There you go. Super, super easy. I couldn't imagine fighting this team on defense. If I had that team on offense, the other team, it would be like a strategic nightmare. Yeah, so some people get the prize box and some people don't because they're not level 85 yet. So I wasn't including the prize box yet. Well, Andrew, my brother, is in live stream. He says we should go camping in July. For sure, it's actually on the list of to-dos the second weekend. We are definitely going the second weekend. The first weekend, there's a concert we're going to, so pretty excited about that. Placing high in fleet really, really helps. Got that done. There's been a couple of days where I finished and I didn't even have my ship's battle and my arena battles done for dailies. And I'm like, holy cow. So I think I've got all my stuff done for the day. I think it's story time. What do you guys think? Story time. All right. Oh, someone hit me back. Someone was like, no, no, no. Varys Hellcat hit me. Yeah, he's got a payout coming up. I see you smacking me. That's actually a very difficult team to beat. He's running the Triumvirate with Darth Vader, who's very durable underneath Treya, and then Thrawn, who is very durable as well. Just a very, very, very tanky team. Takes a ton of DPS to cut through and kill. Pretty awesome. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing, let's see, hold on. Jib says, one more, please. I'm following Scissorman's path, and I am at the point to integrate Thrawn into my Jedi team, but I am not sure how I'm supposed to mod him. Just speed. You want Thrawn as fast as possible on that team. Do a speed set with like a health set to make him, healthy, and then just give him a bunch of protection primaries, but speed secondaries. So that way you just make him as healthy as possible. Health and protection primaries, speed and health sets with, as much speed secondary as possible. Get Mario asking, is Plo Koon viable? Yeah, Plo is viable in the current meta if you're going against Revan versus Revan. So there's that, and his ship works really well as well. Francois says, that could have been you, Warrior, but you said Treya was not important when you unlocked. To be fair, I unlocked her last week, and I don't even have an unlocked Darth Nihilus, and I have other farming priorities that are greater. If you noticed, I didn't even put any energy into Darth Nihilus yet. I got to wait for some refreshes down the road for me to even get a chance at running on him. I got too many other characters and things that are of a greater priority to me, but that's it. Let's go ahead and let's go into story time. So the story's kind of you got to have a back understanding, a back knowledge of something for the story to kind of make sense. And so if you go back in time, you would know that I was like a huge car junkie. I absolutely loved cars, loved racing, loved doing the street stuff. The strip, not as much, but definitely on the street. Got myself in a little bit of trouble racing around my town. But I had a really amazing Z28. I tricked it out quite a bit. It was phenomenal. Now, it was one of the only, actually it was the only Z28 in the entire valley where I lived that had a sticker on it that said ZR. R was for racing, 28. On the side, it had a whale tail, a huge cowl induction hood, ground effects. The thing was gorgeous. T-tops, white, chrome rims. The thing was nice. But it also had a bunch of naturally aspirated modifications. Like I poured it and polished the heads. I poured it and polished the intake. We did everything we could to it that was natural aspiration. We went cold air kit with, K&N. We did some weight lightning modifications. Anyway, long story short, that the car was tricked out, super fast, super fun, and I loved it. But I finally met my wife. She had a couple of kids. This was before I got married, and I'm like, responsibility, fun. So I went ahead and sold it to a family. And it was like losing one of my own family members. It was kind of sad, but I sold that car off, and then I got married, and I had a couple of kids. My wife had a couple of kids, and then we had a couple kids with each other. So we had 4 children, and I end up, fast forward a little bit longer now, and I end up becoming a police officer, right? With the Grand Junction Police Department. So I'm a police officer, and I'm new, and the very first time that I got a chance to actually take a fun call, I was in FTO, which is field training, and they are like, "Hey, there's a car wreck. You get to go to the very first car wreck." And I'm like, "Ooh!" So I'm so excited. I get to do a car wreck. This will be good times. So we hop in the car. We take off to the car wreck because no one was injured. For the record, we knew it was a non-injury crash, and so we show up onto and we're walking. We parked like a block away because we knew it was like a hit and run style thing where they crashed and ran. And so we walked from a couple blocks away to the car crash, and the individual had driven so fast that when they tried to take a corner, they ended up smashing into boulders and flipping the car up into a building. That's right, into a building. Pretty insane. And it looked like a dart. It had been thrown from heaven down through the roof of this building, which is really crazy. And the car was just like jammed in there, like I said, like a dart right inside of this building. And as I'm walking around the corner, I'm like, man, that's a dope looking car. That is like really, really nice. I like that. This is pretty awesome. And then I'm like, car kind of looks like a car I used to own. I'm like telling my training officer, that looks a lot like a car I used to own. And we keep walking around and we start to get closer, and I notice that it's my old car. That's right. It is literally my old car. It has the ZR28 sticker that no other car in the whole valley had. It had, the calendar. It was my old car. Literally the very, very first time as a police officer I ever got to go onto a car wreck, it was the people who had bought the car from me. It was the sister totaling it and then running. And so I knew exactly where to go and everything, but super sad for sure. Just sucked. Anyway, looks like we're having issues with YouTube now. So I was about done with the live stream. And